I don't want to marry someone who only makes $900 a month. There's no reply from my mother-in-law on the phone. Maybe she's stunned. Hello, are you there? I'm talking about the mother of a man who only earns $900 a month. What are you talking about? I'm saying Aaron only makes $900 a month from his part-time job. I think you might be missing a zero. No, I'm not. It's really $900 a month. My name is Maria, and I'm a 29-year-old housewife. I've been married to my husband, Aaron, for 5 years, and we live in an apartment. We don't have children yet, and though we're not rich, we live comfortably and happily, doing work we enjoy. About 6 months ago, things started to change. My mother-in-law, who lives nearby, demanded to move in with us. Despite our efforts to explain that we couldn't accommodate her, she didn't listen. To my surprise, Aaron supported her, which caused a lot of tension between us. Then Aaron made a troubling decision. After my father-in-law passed away a few years ago, my mother-in-law had been living alone and managing fine. But she started feeling uncomfortable being by herself and wanted to move in with us. The real reason, though, was that her house was old and falling apart. She didn't want to pay for the renovations, so she figured moving in with us would solve her problem. When we got married, Aaron promised that we wouldn't live with his parents. His parents' house is just a 10-minute drive away, so if she needs anything, we can easily go there. Also, I know my mother-in-law has never liked me and often makes sarcastic comments. If she moves in with us, she might become even more difficult. On top of that, she recently quit her part-time job and is now unemployed. If she moves in with us, we would have to cover her living expenses too, which we just can't afford right now. Despite this, my mother-in-law said, "Don't be so proud when my son supports you financially." I tried to explain that I work from home and Aaron doesn't support me financially, but she ignored me. She insisted that with Aaron's income, we could live comfortably, but we can't manage on his income alone. So I asked her if she knew how much Aaron makes each month. She replied confidently, "Of course. He's my son, and you're lucky he's well paid." Really? How so? If my husband's salary were really high, then a part-time job working just 3 days a week would pay well too, I said. My mother-in-law, acting superior, offered to handle the housework so I could focus on work. She then criticized me, saying, "You can't manage your finances well even though my son earns so much. Aren't you a big spender?" I responded, "No, I'm working hard every day and saving money. I'm not a spender." She then said, "Aside from money, this apartment is too small for 3 adults." When I mentioned that, she casually asked, "Do you want to move to a bigger place or buy a house?" Aaron, influenced by his mother, started to change his mind. I wondered if he couldn't stand up to her or if he actually wanted to live with her. He began to complain, telling me not to be so stubborn about his mother. He even said something that made me question his true feelings. "It's more enjoyable to live with my mother, isn't it?" Aaron asked. "What are you talking about?" "He says she'll take care of the housework for you. It would make things easier for you, Maria." Aaron seemed fully on board with the idea of moving in with his mother. I didn't know what to do. I tried to resist as much as I could, but out of frustration, Aaron took drastic action. While I was out for the day, he moved out of our apartment. When I came home that night and saw that his things were gone, I immediately called him. "Where are you? All your stuff is missing." "Yes, I moved out." "You moved out? Where did you go?" "I bought a house." "Bought a house? With what money?" Hello." It sounded like my mother-in-law was covering the phone. "Yes, that's right. My son and I will be living in the new house for a while. We might move in with you later if you change your mind. You probably can't even afford the rent there on your own. You better be sorry." "Okay, well, excuse me. Hello?" My mother-in-law kept making sarcastic comments, but I felt ridiculous and ended the call quickly. They bought a house? They must be lying. There's no way Aaron and my mother-in-law could afford a house with their finances. I don't know where they are, but they can do whatever they want. Honestly, I can live on my own without Aaron and manage financially. I was already paying the rent myself, so I'm not worried. I started seriously thinking about divorce. A few days later, I got a call from my brother. "Hey Maria, long time no talk. You know Aaron and his mother are at my house, right?" "What?" "My brother owns a house. After he bought it, he got transferred, and I've been managing the house since then." "Hold on a second." I immediately checked the safe in the bedroom. The key to my brother's house is missing. Tom, the key is gone. Did you call Aaron? No, I'm actually watching the house from outside. I'm sorry, Tom. It's a long story. I think I have a pretty good idea of what's going on. What should I do? We can call the police right away. Yeah, but they're your family. I don't think the police will intervene. That's true. I'm sorry. I'll handle it in a couple of days. Can I ask you to wait a bit? Okay, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Thanks. As soon as I got off the phone with my brother, I called my husband. Oh, I hope you're feeling sorry by now. Why is my mother-in-law picking up? Where are you? Oh, you don't sound very sorry, do you? Where are you? I don't need to tell you anything. My mother-in-law said smugly. You're desperate, aren't you? You don't want to give up your husband with a $9,000 monthly salary, she continued. $9,000 salary? Who were you talking about? Of course it's my son. A son with enough money to buy such a splendid house. Ha ha ha. I couldn't help but burst out laughing. What's so funny? She asked, sounding offended. Aaron said that if you don't listen to him, he's willing to divorce you. I see. Then divorce is fine, I replied calmly. How stubborn are you? If he dumps you, you won't be able to make it on your own, will you? Of course I will, I said confidently. I don't want a husband who only makes $900 a month. There was no response from my mother-in-law on the other end of the phone. Maybe she was speechless. Hello? Are you there, the mother of a man who only makes $900 a month? I asked again. What are you talking about? She finally replied. I'm saying that Aaron makes $900 a month from his part-time job. I explained. I think you're missing a zero, she said. No, I'm not. It's $900 a month. When I asked Aaron about his salary, he said around 9. Yes, that's right, around 9, I confirmed. Well, I guess it's hard to believe that your son only makes $900, I said. $9,000 is quite a high salary, she replied, still clinging to her misconception. It was thanks to my salary that we could pay all our expenses. By the way, my salary is around $500. You mean $5,000, according to how you're thinking. I'm not being supported by him. My husband quit his job a few years ago. Since then, he's only worked part-time 3 days a week. When I told my mother-in-law about this, she didn't react. I continued with my story. By the way, the house you're living in right now, the one you think my husband bought, it actually belongs to my brother. What? No, Aaron bought this house, she insisted. My brother bought the house, and I was in charge of it while his family lives in another area. He gave me the key, and Aaron took it without permission. What you and Aaron did is a criminal act, and I'm going to report it to the police. Wait a minute, my mother-in-law blurted out, clearly caught off guard. Okay, we'll leave, but please don't call the police. My mother-in-law hung up the phone, shouting. I'm sure she and Aaron are in a heated discussion now. When I went to check on my brother's house afterward, both Aaron and my mother-in-law were gone. They must have rushed back to her house in a panic. I immediately contacted my brother and apologized for the trouble my husband had caused. I still had one thing left to do, divorce my selfish husband. I signed the divorce papers and sent them to my in-laws' house. A short while later, my husband called me in a panic. You're kidding, right? I'm sorry, and I apologize about the house. So please reconsider, Aaron pleaded over the phone. I can't be married to a thief. Please enjoy living with your mother, whom you love so much. I can't stay with someone who doesn't respect me. Get a full-time job and good luck making $9,000 a month, I replied firmly. Aaron didn't sign the divorce papers right away, so I hired a lawyer. With legal help, the divorce was granted without much hassle. I was finally free from the impossible situation of dealing with my husband and mother-in-law trying to force me into living with them. My ex-husband and mother-in-law continued to live in their shabby house. Aaron tried to find a full-time job by going to the unemployment office, but because he had been working part-time for so long, it was difficult for him to find a company willing to hire him full-time. They are still living on his $900 income, and my mother-in-law had to start working part-time again. My mother-in-law now complains to him every day, and they fight constantly. I moved out of the apartment I had shared with Aaron and into a new place. I no longer have to support him financially, and now that I'm on my own, I can focus on my work from home even more than before. My income is steadily increasing, and once I save up enough money, I'm planning to buy a house for myself. Her husband just didn't understand his own situation, did he? If he had thought about it properly, he should have been grateful to his wife. Instead, because he didn't appreciate her, he ended up in this unfortunate situation. It's a good thing that Maria divorced him. Maria, enjoy your peaceful life from now on. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.